Hi everyone, my name is Valeria and in this video I'd love to show you how to paint mountains. In this video I'll expose some of the techniques I used while working on this painting. First of all, you need to choose appropriate materials, especially paper. I'll show you some techniques on cold pressed paper as well as on rough and hot press. I normally use 50 or 100% cotton paper for that purpose. Then the brush. You can get both synthetic paint brushes, since they are a lot harder, and natural hair paint brushes, as the softer ones. You may need both types. Speaking of watercolor, you can use any type of a brand. It doesn't really matter if you use student grade or professional watercolor paint. I'm always paying close attention to light fastness and color purity. My favorite brands are Daniel Smith, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Pinax Extra and Rosa Gallery. Also, you'll need pure water, some tissue paper and a palette. Let's start. I'm taking rough paper and a goat hair paint brush. I start with squeezing out some paint on my brush. The paint must be milky in consistency. Pat the brush dry with tissue paper to remove extra water and give it a shovel shape. Press the brush tightly onto paper and swipe it sharply like shirk. Okay, done. That's the way you can form up the shadow of the mountain. And these gaps can later become snowdrifts. You can use this technique on rough or cold pressed paper, but it won't work on hot pressed paper. Look, this type of paper is very smooth, and instead of the amazing dry brush effect we'd want to have, we just get some smooth surface. The second technique is working on wet. Wet the area and wait until it becomes almost dry. Take some paint of watery consistency and pat the brush with the tissue paper a bit. Paint a peak of the mountain. Then take a synthetic brush and spread out some of milky consistent paint to cover one of the sides of the mountain to form up its ridge. Give the applied paint a little nudge with a clean brush if it doesn't flow well. Take a look at your reference picture and make the edge of this shadow a bit darker. You're gonna get your paint closer to creamy consistency now. You can use this technique on all of types of paper. By the way, you can paint your mountains with watercolors of varied consistency in order to obtain the effect of a real perspective. This is particularly relevant when you have something else in the foreground, like a cityscape, woods, or a seashore. And the third technique. First of all, I wet this area and wait until it gets almost dry. Then I take some granulating paint and spread it onto the paper and swipe it with a palette knife. I can put a couple of drops of water there as well. So the paint works here for me and reveals some beautiful stains and cauliflower patterns. So that's the way I painted this art piece. The painting is available on my Art Finder shop, link in the description. As another caveat, which is relevant to all of types of techniques, I'd mention that it's extremely important that you follow the visual rhythm of the mountains. That means you must not leave the peaks equal in height and place them in the same distance from one another. Study carefully the reference pictures, photos of mountains and mountains on location, if possible. Through your careful observation, you're very likely to make your painting look way more realistic. I hope you loved this video. Thank you for watching. Follow me here on YouTube and on Instagram. Please make sure to visit my Art Finder shop, link in the description, and see you in the next video. Bye!